Start streaming in a second. Yes. Welcome guys to another live coding show of CodeTap. Tonight I'm your host, and tonight we'll be working on Roberto's Blake replica. So let's get on with it. For those ones that are new over here, let me quickly remind you that you can find all the videos that CodeTap produces on youtube.com/CodeTap/playlists, nicely organized. If you're watching for Facebook, that's okay. If not, you can jump on youtube.com on the YouTube live stream, and a quick way to do it is codetap.io/live, and to subscribe to YouTube is codetap.io/YouTube. And right now this is the URL for the live version of our replica for the Roberto's Blake's website. Okay, with that said, let's get on with it. So I already have my my editor Visual Studio Code open here, and this is the localhost version. And if I minimize this one, this is the live version. So they look similar. However, this one, the one on the left, it's missing some content. So let's start creating the rest of it. So far I've looked through the website, and this feature done repeats on every page, and then this footer repeats on every page. So I think it would be a good idea to start working on those two. So let's inspect this feature on, and you can see that it's a div with an h3 in it, and then it has an image, and basically that's it. So it's quite an easy one to do. Okay, so to replicate it, let's save this image. Open a new tab here. Okay, this is the image, and it's a PNG. However, I see that it's a PNG with white background, so it doesn't use this transparency, and at the same time it's pretty rich in colors. And with that said, it means I'll open Photoshop and see if I can export this image as a JPEG, retaining the same quality and at a lower, let's say, file size. So let me save this image, and I'll save it into the place where Roberto's Blake's website is. Boost my website, Roberto, then source and asset and image, and I'll just save it in here. Then click this one, show in folder, and this is the image, and then this is Photoshop. I'll drag it and drop it over here. Okay, so now I do Ctrl-Alt-Shift-S, and let me quickly Alt tab to see. So right now it has 118 kilobytes. Okay, so if I am to export it as JPEG and do 60%, let's see what happens. There's no noticeable quality loss. Let's do, wow, even at 7% you don't really see it. So let's do 35. Yeah, it's 32 kilobytes. So 100, and then 35. I don't see any quality loss so far. Maybe when you zoom in, but we are not gonna zoom in anyway. So we reduced it from 118 kilobytes to about 32 kilobytes. Let's also try 25. This red starts to be a bit messy here. Let's do 35 back. Okay, and what about 55? Now this red is like that anyway, so I don't see any major quality loss, so I'll do it like this. And if we need to further let's say update it to get better quality, we can do it at any point later on anyway. So data, cool stuff, boost my website, Roberto Blake replica, src, asset, image, and save it here. So let's see, feature on JPEG. There is some quality loss. Let's increase that 25. Where is 25? Control Shift S. Let's do 35. Save, replace. Then this blue over here, we can see some quality loss in this blue over here, and other than this one, everything not too bad anyway, but other than this one, everything looks acceptable. So let's leave it like this for the moment. So I got the JPEG at 32 kilobytes down here. It's likely properties, so it's about 42 kilobytes, and this one is 118. So we saved some space over there, and now since we got that image, let's go into our project and let's see. So index PUG, and let's see how the website looks for Roberto. This one. Okay, so it's just featured on, and then this image, and it also has a horizontal rule over here, or it is a border. It's hard to see. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, this one. See, has a horizontal rule over there, just on top of this. So with that said, let's dive into it and start doing it. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Header wrapper, let's do here a horizontal rule, and then let's do featured, and since featured repeats on every page, let's actually remove it from here and say include component slash featured and remove the dot. Save it, and right now that file does not exist yet, so let's go into component, right click, not new file, or right click new folder, and then in featured new file .pug, remove the dot, and also new file .scss, remove the dot, and then do this one over here, duplicate the line, so include the style in style SSS, which would be featured. Okay, so now we've prepared the files for our featured component, and we also included it into index, which I'm about to move right now. So let's see, index, where is it? Index. So let's remove also this, we don't no longer need it, and this one, since it's included in every, Control X, in every, even the HR, so in every page, we want to move it into layout, because layout is extended by every page. So layout, okay, and then we put it here. Okay, so it's just like this footer part over here. Okay, so now layout is no longer at the same level as index, and in order to, it's actually in component, so we no longer need this component. However, we need to get one folder up and then into featured. So now it should work. Okay, so we got this footer, and featured right now has nothing. So let's do an h3 with featured on, save it, and now you can see that this feature don't appear over here. And also let's grab this into a featured class, maybe we need it later on, and then let's do the image, and src is equal to asset slash image slash, and let's grab the Yeah, like that. Now we can see it over here. Okay, and I don't like the way it is right now, so let's change this into featured image. Okay, and then grab this part over here and then open featured CSS and do featured image and then background image and this. And also, what's the size of it? Okay. In a second, we need to add a width and height. So let's do width 100% at the moment and height, let's say 200 pixels. Let's see if we can see anything. Okay, so we started to see it. However, okay, properties. Let's see the details for this. It's 872 by 240. Okay, so if we want to keep this this box in an aspect ratio, so when it grows or shrinks to keep it like that, we need to do some tricks over here, and let's do some comments. So what's the size again? 872, I think. 872 and 240. 872, 240. Let's open our calculator. So 240 divided by 872 is 25%. So let's say ding top 27.5%. Okay, and now we no longer need that height. And let's see how this works right now. Okay, and background image URL, background size, let's do cover. Okay, so now it looks better, and when we increase it, let's not that window, the other window, come on, the other window. When I increase it, we can see that that image is going to increase as well, and we are only interested for the moment for the version that is for the mobile. Later on we'll deal with it when we go on the tablet and desktop mode. We'll deal with some other changes. So what's missing right now? Let's minimize this and go to Roberto's Blake website. So this feature DOM needs to be a bit bigger and centered. So let's see what size this one has. So it's 24 pixels, and we've resetted our font in layout, and now we can instead of 24 pixels we can say 2.5 rem. So font size 2.4 rem, and we were talking about an H2. So let's move this one inside that. Okay, so let's see, featured image, it's not that featured image, should be just featured. So duplicate this line and then move the image. Okay, and let's move this. Yeah, we are getting closer. Not yet there, but we are getting closer, definitely. Let me check if this featured exists. It should, yeah, it is. It is here. So featured H3. It's H3. Yeah, that was it. And now we want to do some padding here. 1.5 rem to start with. That looks cool. Also, I'm pretty sure it's not bolded. Yeah, it's not bolded, so font weight normal and text align center. Okay, so we got it in the center now, and let's see if it looks one and the same, or at least similar. Okay, they look pretty similar to me, so I'll leave this like that and go and make a commit and then read if there are any questions on the chat. So to make a commit, we go over here, and I keep seeing this thing with publish, and publish should not be part of the project, so I want to fix this right now before we make the commit. Okay, so let me open a new tab here and say git remove name -- cached dot publish. Okay, so git remove what? Doesn't know about it. Quickly Google git remove cached. It's rm. Okay, git rm. Okay, so that worked. Now we want to open the git ignore file and add .publish, because we don't want this this folder to be published into Git. Okay, and is everything okay? In a second, I'll just make this. I'll stage those ones, commit them, and I'll read the comments in a moment. So stage this, and then add featured component image content and style. Okay, so commit it, sync it to the web, and quick break to read the comments. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so Panupnik is asking why you save like SCSS and not CSS. Is CSS free? So SCSS or SASS, let me just write it on the screen, just a second. So new file. So SCSS or SASS, those come from SAS language. Okay, and if we Google SAS language and go on this saslang.com, let me paste the URL on the screen too. Basically, this is a precompile for SCSS. Other precompilers like SAS are less stylus and maybe other ones. And the difference is when we save each SAS file, gulp runs in the background and grabs this style CSS, which right now it says import me the colors, the font, the layout, the header, the footer, and anything else that's imported. So grab me all those files and create only one of them. So instead of importing multiple CSS files and in our project or in our website, we only get one, which is this style CSS. So this style CSS gets compiled each time we save a SAS file. So, well, the SAS files get compiled into this style CSS, and basically this style SCSS, if we look at it, it contains all that we've written so far in one big file, and that's done automatically by us. So if I would be to write directly this file, that would be fine. However, it will be very hard to maintain, and those are best practices to use something like SAS, less stylus or anything else to manage your CSS files. It's easy for anybody to find. For example, if somebody comes new, like another developer, and wants to work on this website and starts looking into the source folder, well, it's easy for him to modify something related to the layout because all the layout CSS is in here. Maybe if he wants to modify something about the future, well, all the future CSS is in here. So basically that's one of the features that Sass or Less or Stylus offer. I'm using Sass because I prefer this one, and you can find more about it. Where is that one? You can find more about it in this sasslang.com. It's not much to find, but you should visit that website and see what other options Sass offers you. For example, like variables, nesting, and functions which you don't have in CSS, and everything then gets compiled into normal CSS, which is fine. So great question. Let's see if we have any other questions. Hey Daniel, welcome Daniel. Hello Badia. Hello Alina. So what studio for coding is that you are using? So this is Visual Studio Code. Another one would be Sublime. Let me quickly open it here. So I also use Sublime from time to time. Both, well, not both, but Visual Studio Code is free to use. So, and it comes out of the box with so many plugins already installed, while Sublime Text is free to use, unlimited, but it pops up a message from time to time to buy it. And then there is Atom Text Editor, another one that you can use. All of them do the same thing, and Atom is free as well. And my favorite is WebStorm, but that one is only paid. So I'm using Visual Studio Code because it's free, so you can follow along easier. Okay, let's see. No questions on YouTube. By the way, guys, on YouTube, the live feed is on 1080p 60 frames per second, so you should have a better experience. In case you have a better monitor or a better connection, you can jump over there. Otherwise, feel free to continue watching from Facebook. So with that said, I'll leave this file here, but I won't save it. With that said, what was the change here? Maybe this untitled. I don't want it anyway. So let's continue. So far we've created this featured on, which is this one, and now let's look into this this footer over here. I think we'll do this copyright because it's the easiest one, and then work on this one. So let's see how we're doing with time. Time is okay. So let's just copy this and go to the editor. Okay, editor. We no longer need this and this and this and this. We should no longer need almost anything from here, as we already have this footer created. All we need to do is go into it and do, I don't think it's an H2, let's just do P, and this would be the content. However, this is a Unicode one, and I'll teach you a way to avoid using Unicode over there. So instead of that C for copy, you can do ampersand copy semicolon, and it will render a copy. And this, let's do a footer like that, and wrap it in a footer, and let's see what happened. So far we got that copyright over there. And by the way, I'm not sure, because Roberto knows better if he wants to update this 2017 each year. But if you do want to show the current year over here, an easy way in Pack to do it is to interpolate. So basically, when you do this, inside here you can write JavaScript. Well, not JavaScript the word, but JavaScript syntax. So if you do new date get full year, it should, yeah, so now I got 2018. So whenever you're rendering the website, it will get the current year and render it for you without having to go into it and change it. So if I press Alt Z, you can, this is just one line, if you can see it's just two, but it shows on the screen the entire, so without me having to scroll horizontally. So this is how you do the current year if you want to be automatically updated. Okay, so now let's see what there was also a link related to Roberto Blake. And what's this? It's basically Roberto Blake pointing to Roberto Blake. Okay, so we'll just do the same. I don't see a reason for it being there, but maybe Roberto has a reason for it. All rights reserved, and there's another p tag, and we need an a tag, href equals and slash, which is the root, and then Roberto Blake. Save it. So now we also have this link over here. And if we are to look into Roberto's website, which I lost right now, but I'll get in a second, this one. So you can see that it has a different blue, and by default it's not underlined, and it gets underlined when you hover over it, and everything is centered and bigger. So the font size is, what's the font size? About 14 pixel. And then what's the color for this one? Okay, does it have a special color? Yeah, it has a special color. So let's grab this one. And does it change on hover? Let's see, hover. Yes, it also changes on hover. So I already grabbed that color. Let's go into our project and paste in the color into our colors. So in here, let's duplicate this and give it a space, and then duplicate it again, and then paste that color in here, and then grab the hover one and paste this one in here too. So this is link normal, and then this is link hover state. Okay, and right now we want to add a nicer name to this one, because we don't want to do color 1 and color 2. That's ugly, so we know a better way. And for those ones that are new, in a second you'll find out how. So we Google name that color. Okay, and basically let me get this out. So we googled name that color. See, name that color, and then there is this website with a weird name, but this is the one. So I go on it, and basically you paste that color in, and it says Astral. Okay, so Astral is the name of that blue, which I believe let's say artists or people into design would use. And then let's copy this one and go over here, and this is Bay of Many. At some point I think some of them might be made up, but I'm not gonna question them. I'm gonna make use of them and be happy that I didn't have to remember anything of this. Thank you, Mr. Charg Mehta, for doing this website. Yeah, so now I got color Astral for that color, and we'll be using it in just a moment. And then this is footer PUG, and Control E, footer SCSS. However, for this one, let's do footer link. Okay, and footer link has this color by default, which is color Astral. Did I copy it? Yeah, color Astral. And last time I've installed some SCSS IntelliSense, so let's see if it has autocomplete right now. Okay, so color Astral. Well, doesn't have it. Anyway, maybe it has it when after I don't know, maybe reload this thing, reload the project. I don't know what, at the moment it doesn't do it. So let's see. Okay, so our link has changed, but it's all the way to the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see it. Therefore, let's duplicate this line, because I'm lazy to write footer. Too lazy. And do font size 1.5 IM and text align center. Okay, and also add some padding. 5IN. Yeah, it looks better. Or maybe we add the padding over here. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, yeah, that looks better. So now I have this one. However, the link is not text. What's happening with that? Text decoration none. By default, it doesn't have a decoration, and when it's hover, text decoration underline. Okay, so right now, if we look at this Roberto Blake, it's only underlined when it's hovered. What about if we do inline block here? Will it mess up? We're still on the center. However, we only get the hover effect once we are on the link itself, not everywhere, like with display block earlier. So part of the footer looks nice. Let's stage our changes and commit this, and quickly see if there are any comments on the live chat. So start working on the footer structure and colors. Okay, this should be fine. Sync it. Okay, let's see. So far, no more questions on Facebook, and hello Garcia, and no questions on YouTube. So I'll keep going. Okay. Let's see now. This is about continuing with this part over here. However, let's look into it, because I'm pretty sure it has images. Okay, so if I inspect this element, I can see that this is the Twitter image. It's 150 by 150, which is fine. And let's hope all the other ones are 150 by 150. However, it has no, this is the Twitter one. Okay, this one. It has images for each of them, which means just like the previous another point for the previous question, which was about SCSS. Instead of having multiple CSS files and linking to them, and let's say requesting 10 to 20 CSS files in our project, which makes 10 to 20 requests to the server, we grab all our CSS and put it in one big fat CSS file. And that allows us to load the page most of the times, almost all times, a lot faster than if we would request lots of smaller files. Okay, and right now it makes 4 requests to the server: 1 for Twitter, 1 for YouTube, 1 for this location, and 1 for Facebook. And in previous projects we've already dealt with this, so we know the technique if you followed along. If not, I'll share with you what we'll be doing in order to make only 1 request, and we'll be creating a sprite, an image sprite. And basically we grab all those images and then put them into only 1 image. And by using CSS background position, we'll make them look different for each of those ones. So for the moment, let's just save those images somewhere. So open in new tab. Does it have save image? Copy link address? No. So open in new tab should be fine. Save it. And let's just save it in image there, and then do the same for YouTube. Open a new tab, save it, and then this is the next one. I think it's better to just inspect it. Okay, open a new tab, save it, and okay, close this one, inspect. Go to this one, right click, open a new tab, save image, save it. So now I got all images saved, and they're 150 by 150. So we could do here a new one. Let me resize this a bit so you can see what I'm doing. So the width would be 150, and the height times 4 would be 600 pixels. However, just for the sake of it, bear with me for a moment, I'll do 750. I'll even explain why in just a moment, and I want it to be okay. So I can do transparent and make it white later on anyway. So let's just create it. So the point of creating a longer one is that I know that Roberto is also present on what's the name of the other one that's with Facebook? Let me quickly, Instagram. Okay, so he's also present in Instagram. However, there's no Instagram icon over there, and maybe he didn't get the chance to update the website. So I'm gonna prepare ahead in case he wants to be able to quickly update it with the Instagram one. So for the moment, let's just go in here, grab this and this and this and this, and drop them inside here. Did we grab all of them? Yeah, we did. Okay, so now let's also keep the order. So it's Twitter, YouTube, location, Facebook. Okay, Twitter, YouTube, location, and Facebook. So I press V, that's YouTube, that's Twitter, that's location, and that's Facebook. Let me quickly resize this so you can see the layers too. Okay, and this is Facebook, which should be a bit more down. Yeah, so now Twitter. Okay, let's do all of them like that. Like that. One, two. Does it snap? Are you snapping, guys, or not? Because I don't see any snaps. Maybe I'll do something else. So control transform, and then from here 150. Yeah. Then control T, and from here let me check if it's on 0. Yeah, it's on 0. And then control T, click this up one. This should be 300. And then control T, click the up one, 0, 450, 02. Yeah, well, everything looks fine now, and I'll keep this as a PNG, although I'm not sure, but I'll keep it as a PNG anyway. They are not that rich in colors, so PNG should be fine, as there should not be that much of a difference between PNG and image as a JPEG. So I'll save it, and this would be social PNG, social logo list sprite, social logo sprite. Okay, so let's continue. We want at the moment to just make those images appear, and then we'll deal with the rest of the text. So we already have this. Where is it? Social logo sprite PNG. Let's see if our project already copied it. So if we look into TMP asset image, we don't see that. So let's where's our process on the console? Okay, so our process is not started. Well, it's npm start, and I was too lazy, but okay, I'll just write it npm start. Let me just confirm that it's, no, it is somewhere. Come on. It's this is bash 2, so it's not this one, it's this one. Break it, start it again. Okay, and let's see if we have our images. Yeah, now we got the social logo sprite here into TMP, which means we can use it. So now let's do it in a more let's say, better way, or at least data. Let's create here a new file and footer.json, and in this footer.json, what's going on here? What's the error about? Okay, it's, yeah, so the footer JSON was empty. Anyway, so right now I'll do a collection, and in here I'll do an object, and let's do name or label, and this would be Twitter. Okay, and let's look into Roberto's website. Okay, let's see what structure is here. That's the A tag. It has a link to Twitter. So footer JSON label like that. Href is that. What else does it have in here? Okay, so this is the href, and then that's on top. Reach me directly. This reach me directly is one like that, and we'll call this description. Okay, description, yeah, that's the description. Okay, and now we want to beautify file. Yeah, it looks the same. We want to make more of them, comma, 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 and then after Twitter, what do we get? We have YouTube. This is the description. Okay, so the description, and the link should be a different one. Inspect. This is the link. Okay, and paste the link in. Okay, and this is YouTube. Okay, and then the next one is the location thing. Pretty sure it's location because it looks like location. It's not like any social thing that I'm not aware of. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. And then let's see what's this about. What link does it have? So it's Periscope. I don't know about Periscope. Awesome scope. Okay. Periscope. Then one more, which is the last one, which is Facebook. Come on with the code. This is the Facebook one, and I think this should be, let me just double check. So it's Facebook, it's Roberto Blake too. Yeah, that should be it. So now I got this footer JSON, and if we are to go into our editor again, which I lost, this is footer JSON, this is the sprite, color CSS, so footer, component, footer, and in here let's do footer social, and let's just print something to see if it's there. So p equals JSON stringify of data dot footer null2, and let's see. So basically we've printed that JSON. We confirmed that we have the data, and that JSON has a collection of objects with a label, href, and description. Okay, so let's now comment this out. We don't longer need that one, and we'll do a loop. So we'll say each social in data footer, and let's wrap this into another list, and then do a list item, and this list item has an a tag in it, and on top of the a tag it also has like a description. So let's make this a paragraph, and this should be social description, and this should be href, would be social.href, and inside it will have an image, or actually we won't do any image. It will just have in a second, let's leave it as something. It will be empty anyway, but the point is that I wanted to do here a title, and the title should be social.label. Okay, so if we save it, right now we get something, and if we hover over it, we see that it says Twitter, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and right now we will do here social and key, and this key would be basically 0, 1, 2, 3. We have 4 elements, and arrays in coding start with 0, and basically let's do here a, and okay, a dot social icon, and let's make this nicer so you can easily see it, and then add here data key equals key. So if we save it and look into our HTML, let's see what it did. So it did an A with the class social icon, this social icon class, and then the href is the one that points to Roberto Blake on Twitter, for example, and this is when it has a title Twitter and data key 0, and then this one has data key 1, and this one has data key 2, and this one has data key 3. Okay, so I don't think we need a data key. I can do it without data key. Let's do it just from CSS. Sorry, maybe we don't need this extra info. So anyway, right now it doesn't have that icon, right? So for the moment I'll just remove this like that, and basically you can't see the A links, but they are present there. So it's still a link, but it's empty, it doesn't have anything in it. So let's do social icon, and let's go into the footer SCSS. Okay, and what we want to do is social icon, and for social icon we want to say display inline block, and with 150 pixels, which are actually 15 rem, not 50. Duplicate the line, make height. What does it do? Come on, I did too many things at the same time. We don't need this. And height. Yeah, so now we should see like a separation here. This is still empty, so we do background image URL, and let's just copy it from over here. This is the one, and so it's a asset image and that. And right now if we look into it, well, all of them are Twitter, right? So that's not what we wanted. And let me show you in the browser what happens, right? In the browser only, and then we fix it in the CSS. So you understand this technique if I show you like this. So now I will say background res position Y and 0. And if I then 0 pixels. If this background position I start shifting it, see? Well, not the other way around anyway. See what happens? So when it's minus 150, it's YouTube. When it's about 300, it's the other one, and when it's 450, it's the Facebook one. So all we need to do is shift the background position for the, well, by nothing to the first element, by 150 for the second, and so on. So anyway, we'll get to it in a second. And let's do it here. So social icon and child 2, background position Y, minus 150 pixel or 15 REM. And if you save it, it didn't do anything. Why? Why? Because it has this only here, right? Or not? No, it's still nothing. Social icon, child 2. Is it child 2? Let's look into here. Okay, so it's not child 2 because it's 1, then 2, 3, 4. So let's see if we can do it with something else. Of type 2. Still nothing. Okay. Child 3. Come on, 4. What's going on? Social icon. Is this thing working? So social icon is the, okay, so the li the child, and then we need to tag the social icon. Okay, so let's add a class to the li, social item. Okay, so then we do social item. Let's go back to our editor, with this editor, our styles. So let's close that up there, open social item here, and then child 2 social icon, like that. Let's see. Hopefully, yeah, it works now. So then if we do like this, 3 and 4, 30 and 45, now we see all of them working. So in here, this is the one, first child, second child, third child, fourth child. The A, which we are targeting, it's always the first child of li, and then this one is always the first child. So we weren't doing right in the CSS, but anyway, now we fixed it. And we are also using a nice technique to like the image sprites to generate this. I'll quickly put some this color over here, maybe we have it already, and then read the chat to see if there are any questions on the chat. So this FF, let's see if we already have it. Control E, colors. Yeah, we already have it. It's color pizzas. So footer should have BG color pizzas. Okay, so now it starts to look closer and closer to Roberto's. Now that P inside is white. Where's that P? Footer link is not footer link. Just do this color right and do this footer description, and then copy this and go in here and do P with the class footer description. And now those ones are white. I'm pretty sure they're also bigger or not. No, the font is, but they're not wider as wide as those ones. So we have this let's say computed, it's about 340 pixels. So let's see if we add a width to it, maybe it will look a bit like the other one or not. Let's see. So width 34 rem, yeah, and then margin 0 auto, yeah, looks better already. And let's also do a padding 1 rem. I'm not sure if that's enough anyway, but it looks similar to me. Basically we only need to add those ones, and let me quickly check the chat. There's a question from Garcia on YouTube. Marian, is that better practice to put all those icons in the same image? It's worse to put it in different files or one per icon. So Garcia, I'll quickly show you what happens when you refresh a browser in a second. So let's look into this network tab. I'll actually make this bigger here. So see, it's this network tab. Okay. So if we are to, is this network tab from here or? Yeah, this. Okay, so if we are to refresh the localhost one right now, it only made 13 requests, and the load time, well, it's local anyway, but we can test it. I can make a publish of this and test it in a moment. But basically, it made only 13 requests so far, and if we are to refresh this one, well, this one made 30 requests. So if we look into those ones, each time it makes a request, there is this chart over here. See, the waterfall one, and basically some of them delay the other ones. If it's a JPEG, it just continues to load more of them, but if it's a CSS or a JavaScript, it blocks it until that's finished and so on. So basically it's definitely better to use image sprites, but you would not use image sprites for large images. For example, let's say you have like a wallpaper website, and in that particular page you have like 10 big images as wallpapers, like one after the other. You would not use CSS sprites for those ones. You load them separately. CSS sprites are used for example, those ones over here, the Future Dawn, were combined into one image, but if they wouldn't be combined, I would combine them into one image. Those ones as well. See, those ones. So whatever it's smaller and repeats, it makes sense to put it in one image. Yeah, you can even Google more, find more about it, but definitely it's a good technique to have under your belt. Okay, and let's see if on Facebook there are any chats, any questions. Yeah, open source is fun. Of course, open source is awesome. So let me quickly make a commit of this, and then show for the new ones where you can find this code, and maybe we can quickly finish this. Okay, where's the thing? Yeah, so stage all changes, add more content to the footer with social icons using image sprites. Right, that should be a good description of our commit. And then sync it and quickly show the new guys where they can find everything that we've done so far. Besides watching it on YouTube, you have direct access to the code on github.com/CodeTap.io, and over here there are many projects. One of them is Roberto Blake Replica, And if you go into src and component, for example, and then you have this featured pug, featured css, then what's the footer one, footer pug, footer scss. All we've done so far, it's accessible, and also as well as the images that are here, so you can find everything there. Let's quickly also do an npm run deploy and keep our fingers crossed. Where's my thing? Come on, npm run deploy. Okay, let's open a new one, npm run deploy, and then watch it. If everything goes well, we can watch it on GitHub IO pages. Let's see, did the script manage to minify any files so far? Okay, so one is reduced by that, and other two are not. So anyway, looks like it's finished. So let's see, CodeTap io.github.io/Roberto Blake replica. Okay, so this is the online version. This is the one that you can visit. Let me quickly paste it in here so you can see it like bigger. This is the URL. It's also present, I think, in here. Yeah, in here, tab. So it's the same. So now let's watch it online. This is something that you can visit, and it's what we've worked so far on. And we are not worried too much about the desktop version, because we know we are working on the mobile first one, and we'll be dealing with the other ones. So far you can expand this menu, you can scroll down and see the rest of it. And we can also emulate other, let's say, phones, and like iPhone 7. So it looks on iPhone 7, on iPhone 8 Plus, it looks just a bit different. Like it's bigger, the phone is bigger, so the phone screen size is bigger. So yeah, this is it, what we've done so far. Let's see if there are any more questions, and if not, I'll wrap this up, and we'll definitely continue finishing the footer next time, and maybe the content of the landing page. So why no follow on social links? Are there no follow? I haven't set any no follow on the social links. Let me double check. Where's no follow? Footer. No, there's no follow attribute. So I'm not sure, Panobnik, why are you referring to no follow. However, in the project, let me remind you, there is in the layout, there is something, and I'll remind you why it's there. So in the header, there is a robots no index, and also link canonical, which points to Roberto Blake. So the no index is because this is like a copy of Roberto Blake's website, and let's say if Google for whatever reason decides to index it, it might see it as a copy, and well, definitely it kind of penalize this, which I don't mind, but I wouldn't want Google to penalize Roberto's website. So that's why I said, well, if you're Google or any other search engine, don't index it. So this is the basic instruction: don't index this one. It shouldn't index it because nobody talks about it, but let's just not take any risk. So this is in the layout. Maybe you can remind me or come with more info about that no follow on social links, because I did not put any no follow. Maybe Roberto did, and maybe you're referring to Roberto's website. Let's see where's Roberto's. This is local, and this is the other one. So let's see. Oh, it's just target blank. It doesn't have a no follow. So yeah. Okay, thanks for the explanation about CSS sprites. You're welcome, Garcia. So I see that there are no more questions. Where can I find open source projects to work on? Well, GitHub is, Duma Christian is asking about where he can find open source projects to work on. GitHub is full of them. Just pick whatever fancy you. So if you like something, find it on GitHub. And let me bring this pillow back, the subscribe one. You guys seeing the subscribe? Yeah, you're seeing the subscribe pillow. So Duma Christian, you can find so many on GitHub. Just feel free to contribute on any of them. If you have any questions about how to contribute, drop them in any comments and I'll try to help you out. So right now I see that there are no new questions. If you like these ones, guys, I really appreciate if you can share it, especially if you're a part of some coding groups. Just share these movies over there. And I'm also aiming to get as quick as possible to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm about 630 plus, so don't forget to subscribe on YouTube if you want. And a quick way to do that is CodeTap.io/YouTube. It will redirect you to the subscription. And you've been amazing so far. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy coding and create something awesome. And now I'll end my stream. Stop.